If you're a part of any online garment making community, then you may have heard of Me Made May. It has definitely been a sensation on the internet in the past month, obviously, having just exited May, but it is also something that has been around for quite a long time, started by a Sozo blog. Now, Me Made May is not a competition. It's not about sharing as much as you can. It's not about making as much as you can. It's not about creating an entirely new handmade wardrobe, but what it is about is sharing, reflecting, and engaging with others in the making community. I did manage to post 3/4 of the month, but I didn't post the last week or so because I was traveling. That said, I still learned so much, and I wanted to share some of my findings and learnings from participating in Me Made May for the first time, and also wanted to share a few things that I made and some works in progress as well. So first, let's start off with what I made. I didn't get to too many things because, like I said, I was traveling, but I'm actually really happy with what I did end up with. The first one is the Dale sweatshirt by Daisy Chain Patterns. I really wanted to make this one, and I've actually talked about it in a previous video, wanting to make it, and so here it is. It came to life finally, and I will say that a few things are maybe not exactly the way that I would want them. So the first is that I really did enjoy this pattern. I found it easy to follow, but I think my fabric was not quite the right sort of match for this pattern. I think my sweatshirting fabric was great, but I think my ribbing was maybe a little bit too stretchy, and so it didn't really cinch in the way that I've seen others. It didn't look the way that I wanted to. I think in the future I would probably size down to the extra small, and then I think I would also use a different ribbing for the armbands and the cuff and the bottom hem, because it just was a little bit more relaxed than I was intending. That said, I can see this being a really solid staple. I would love to make more. It's a pretty basic, easy to follow pattern. I think next time as well, I'll probably bring up the shoulders a bit and just generally make it a teeny bit smaller, because while I love the oversized fit, I think that I will like it astronomically more if it's a little bit more fitted. Not like tight, but just a little bit more fitted. The next up is the Closet Core Jenny trousers, and this is my first time making the trousers portion of the Closet Core Jenny. So I've talked about and worn the overalls so many times. If you've been here before, you have definitely seen them on my channel, and I decided to try the trousers out because I had this denim that I absolutely loved, and I knew that they would just pair perfectly together. They're kind of like a high-waisted sailor style pant with the side zip and the slanted pockets. I omitted the back pockets, which I think was a good call. I also did not have enough fabric because I made a matching jacket, or started to make a matching jacket. I will show you in a little bit when I show you my works in progress. So I did not have enough for the back pockets, and I do have to adjust the darts a little bit because I'm getting the little pointy dart butt situation, which isn't super cute. I think I've got to curve the darts, but anyways, I will be doing that eventually. I really love the fit. I cut out a size 8, but I ended up grading it pretty significantly through the waist. Left the hips at a true size 8, but then I took in the legs a lot because I don't really love the super wide leg look of the Jennies, and I wanted them a little bit straighter. So I brought them in quite a bit, essentially cut the leg at the smallest size, and then took them in even a little bit further to have that, nice straight leg. I found this pattern, I've made it before with the overalls, but making the trousers, it was a little bit different. Definitely not super complicated, and I do recommend them if you are looking to make a fitted pant or like a hard pant, but you're a little bit intimidated by jeans. I think this is a pretty good step into it. I really love these trousers. I've been wearing them a ton. They fit really well into my wardrobe. I think they're also really great year round, but especially in the spring, summer, fall months, because they are that lighter denim. They've got that sort of vintage wash feel. This denim, I believe, is an upcycled denim from a Better Denim project. I think it's what it's called, but I'll put that into the description box. So it is a more sustainable denim fabric, which we love, and because it's recycled, it does give it that lighter, like I said, faded blue sort of vintage wash. For my next make, honestly, I feel like it wouldn't be my channel if I did not talk about some sort of Nikko top dress situation. And so I made the Nikko dress with the sleeveless view. So I made this in an organic cotton rib from the fabric store. I love this fabric. It is such a nice, solid fabric. It's not a super stretchy fabric, but it's got that perfect. Oh, it's just so good. I don't even know how to explain it to you properly right now. I'm a little bit jet lagged from having spent some time on the West Coast, but it's such a good fabric. It feels really nice. I actually ordered some more in pink because I like it so much. Let me see if I have it. No, I'm washing it right now because I'm super excited to make something with it. So anyways, I really like this fabric. I will say that for the armband construction with the Nikko dress, the fabric is a bit too thick for the way that True Bias tells you to make the armbands. I think next time what someone recommended to me is to make the width of the armband smaller so that you don't have to fold it underneath, because I found it made it really thick through the arms. That said though, I think it still looks really great. It's washed up really nicely. I really enjoy wearing it. I did leave the bottom hem raw because it's a thicker fabric, and I was noticing that it was feeling really thick through the armbands and the neck. I didn't want it to draw too much attention to like my thighs essentially, so I didn't finish it. I might. For now I'm happy with how it is, and any modifications I made I think were just predominantly to the length to make it a bit shorter, and I cut a size 0. The last thing that I made is the Sewing Masin Atlas dress. I tested this pattern and it is in a dead stock, really fun print from the fabric store again. I love the blue. I love the graphic dot pattern with the little half moons. I think it's super cute. And as soon as I saw this fabric and knew that I was going to be testing the Atlas dress, match made in heaven. Now there were a few little funny moments with this dress. Number one, I still have to hem it, but I'm including it in this finished project list because it's more or less done. I just have to hem it. So a few things that are a little off about this are all my mistake. For one, I did some weird cutting. I didn't have a ton of fabric, so I ended up cutting it a little bit off. It means I didn't have enough fabric to get the full shape of the skirt. So you'll see that the side has a little extra slit. I need to adjust that. I think I'm going to do that when I hem it. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to fix it just yet, but I might either add like a little ruffle there or just curve both side seams so that it's got a little extra leg situation. I also totally didn't have enough fabric to make the sleeves, so I made it sleeveless, which means that you've got this sort of like dramatic collar that sweeps over the shoulders. This is also because I took in the shoulders a little bit, but honestly I love how it looks. It's kind of got that vintage feel. I think this is a really wearable dress for the summer, potentially even layered well in the winter, but I'm gonna wear it with like some little bike shorts because it is quite short, but it's so cute and I think it looks really good. I think it's really flattering. I just love like a wrap skirt, wrap dress situation, so I'm really happy about that. The pattern is out now. I will link it so you can go grab it. It is a really good one, pretty easy and quick to make, so definitely recommend it. And then like I mentioned, I have some works in progress. The main works in progress are 2 knitting projects that I have kind of had ongoing, as well as my jacket that is going to match my Jenny trousers. I'm probably going to finish the Jenny jacket this week, or not Jenny jacket, it's the Ilford jacket that is going to match my Jenny trousers to make a cute little suit. I'm going to probably try to finish that this week because it is going to be cool enough that I can wear them together, and I might not be able to do that for very long. So I'm going to try to finish that this week. I'm knitting up the Camisole No.2 the Camisole No.2 in Knitting for Olive Cotton Merino in the color Blue Elephant, I believe. Elephant Gray or Elephant Blue, one of those. And it is going to be the Camisole No.2 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. I have been knitting this on the plane and I have been knitting it now that I'm home. I think it's going to be really pretty. It matches really well with all the other colors in my wardrobe, which I did intentionally. And yeah, I'm really happy to be able to be working on this and hopefully finishing it because I want to be able to wear it this summer. So it is a priority knit, which means that I have sort of backburnered, I don't know if that's a word, I've backburnered my Louise sweater, which I was working on pretty consistently and have showed here before. I made a lot of progress on it while I was in BC, and it is definitely getting the length, and the next will be the sleeves. But I think I'm just like gonna work on it really slowly because it's gonna be way too warm to wear this summer. So I'm just gonna knit it slowly, and then when it's done, it'll be done for the fall. For June, I think some of the things I really want to get done are a few summer dresses. I need to get some summer dresses going. I have a whole stack of fabrics that I talked about in my last video, so I won't get into that too much, but essentially if you want to go to that video, I talk about my summer sewing plans and sewing ideas. That kind of has a full sort of list of what I want to make. I also have a jumpsuit in there that I think I'm going to prioritize because it is really properly jumpsuit weather right now. And then that pink knit that I think would be great to make something with as well. So those are my main priorities currently. And now, I want to take the end of the video to chat a little bit about Me Made May and some of the things that I learned from this month. So the first thing that I learned was that I definitely was not wearing some of my earlier pieces. I think I felt like they weren't really a part of my style anymore, and so I kind of just put them into my closet and left them alone. But when you're wearing something, or when you're attempting to wear something that you made every single day, you really got to dig into those projects or those pieces that you maybe have left a little bit by the wayside. So what I did was I dug out those pieces that were maybe a little bit unloved and I wore all of them. And honestly, now that I've reintroduced them into my closet, I got so much use out of them because I found ways to incorporate them with pieces that, I have been wearing regularly and finding a way to make it match with my current style. So maybe, when I made them, they were reflective of like a different point in my style journey, but now they can be worn with the clothes that I've been making more recently, and they can be sort of brought up to date by those pieces. That said, I think I did notice that there's a couple things that I want to maybe retire. I love this puffy sleeve cielo blouse, but honestly, I just find the volume is a bit too much for me. So this is something that I might sell. I also noticed I really do like my other cielo blouse, but something about the shape is just not really right. So I might rework the neckline, maybe make it like a square neck. I'm not entirely sure, but I definitely know that I need to do something to sort of rejig it a bit. I also was inspired to mend a few things. So there was a dress that was fully broken that I decided to mend, and I'm really happy that I did that because I got to wear it a couple times. And overall, I just noticed that the pieces that I've made more recently are really in line with my sort of personal style mantra at the moment. And I also noticed that, like I said, I can bring in those pieces, get some wear out of them, and even though those older garments maybe aren't my style, I did wear them, use them, and decide that some of those pieces will get passed along. Something else I noticed is I'm really gravitating towards color. I have a lot of blues in my wardrobe and I feel really solid about all those shades of blue. I love them and they're gonna forever be my staples. But I've been really creating more purple and pink, some other, some light greens, some brighter colors to kind of make everything a little bit more fun and a little bit more lively. I noticed in the summer I really want to wear color. I think that is the same for a lot of people. So I have been really excited to wear more color, buy fabrics in brighter colors, and explore that. So for Me Made May, I know that I was showing a lot of different color palettes and brighter colors, and I want to definitely keep that up as I bring more things into my wardrobe. And one last thing for Me Made May is I just really enjoyed and appreciated the community in a new way. I got exposed to a ton of accounts, some newer, some that have been going for years, and I really just loved watching everyone show up in their own way. And also realizing that it's not about making and pumping out garments. Actually, it's the opposite. It's about really thinking about and intentionally making in a way that makes sense for the individual, for myself, for the whole community. Really, it's just that reflection, pause, and stopping to make more intentionally and less about just pumping out as many garments as possible. Now, I think that's everything that I wanted to cover. If you made it through this whole video, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that you are here. I am going to be trying to post again twice a week, like I said, maybe once, maybe twice. Really just seeing what we can do here. I would love to hang out on the internet in other spaces like Instagram and on TikTok. I'm on both of those platforms. I usually post there before I post to YouTube, just a heads up. Otherwise, I will see you sooner rather than later. Thank you again for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye!